Bulls Nation, welcome in to CHGO Bulls pregame, coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck, joined by my guy Big Dave, BAWL Sports. Bye, Sarah. Our pal producer on the controls, Joey Spathis at Joey Spathis. Our guy Will the Goat Gottlieb at the UC for tonight's action. We will hear from him in postgame following Bulls Mavs. Bulls back home. Feel like that road trip was forever and ever,
and they came away winners.
3-1
road trip,
3-1 West Coast trip, firmly establishing themselves as play-in bound team yet again.
Oh man, so juiced and jacked.
So excited.
I do have a question.
Only 4 games back of Miami to move up to 8th.
Oh, there's only 4 back. You mean
there are 4 back as of today.
The Miami who just lost to the Wizards. Yeah, Burks.
Yeah.
They're out.
Did you feel how beautiful it was today in Chicago?
I'm just very excited for you.
Hey, man.
I know you live for these moments.
Early spring.
To look like the
Let's go.
Sports version of Huck.
I was like, I'm not waiting for offseason mode to bring the Burks back. If it is 68 degrees in Chicago in early March, the Burks are out, baby.
Anytime
as are the Gams.
That's right. Yeah, this is like the Postman.
I mean.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? These are out, baby. Get the weather on that. But I'm always happy to see you get that on ESPN. He's ready.
I am always in a good mood when I can leave the house in my Burks.
I'm very happy for you.
Always.
Man. Look at the good mood he's in, man.
I love it.
I'm very happy for you.
Also, 18 to go.
18 to go! Hi, Joey.
18 pending 19. What's up, Joe? How you doing?
Good. Daylight savings yesterday.
Oh, yes. Joey's favorite.
Did not know that was happening.
Yeah, me neither.
Until my friend told me when I was out with some friends at a bar on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And it was like one of my buddies, shout out to Hogle, he came in from Park Ridge. He's got a wife and kids. He doesn't come to the city that much anymore.
Shout out.
And he was hanging out with us, and he was like complaining about like, oh man, like it's our like, you know, let's maybe have another drink or two. I got to get home. It's already, you know, 2:15 a.m. And I was like, what are you talking about, man? It's 1:15. He was like, well, no, I mean, when it gets to the 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. switch.
Yeah, it flips.
And I was like, oh, shit, it's daylight savings tonight? He's like,
man.
yeah. That was a rude awakening.
Joey was excited. I knew.
Thankfully, we were off on Sunday, so I could just coast right through that inconvenience.
Tell your friend with kids, like, oh, this sucks for you.
I was like, oh, yeah. You're going to be woken up by a couple of young kids.
Doesn't suck. It's awesome, as evidenced by the fact that it is still light outside right now.
How excited are you about this, Joey?
It's nice. Very nice. You're not enjoying the weather?
I'm always enjoying it.
Stays nice out later. Yeah. I enjoy it a lot.
Driving to the office, working these, games in the evening hours, and then there's more sunlight out as we're like heading to work. I'm like, ooh, I don't mind that.
Don't hate it.
Don't mind that.
He doesn't.
Way better than going to work at night.
So you admit that daylight savings
don't look at me
is a crime. It's a crime in November, and it is a blessing in March.
I can't agree with you, sir. That's big man summer that you're talking about right there. That's when we show out and we shine. So I enjoy it very, very much.
Mike Elliott in the comments said, I was out working, lost an hour, was not planned, SMH.
Like, you get the sun, but you lose an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you get the darkness, but you gain an hour. Like,
You lose an hour, but this was back to the original argument. You lose an hour for like 2 days. Like, in a couple days, you're not going to – so it's a trade-off that is relatively small for a lot of nice later good weather.
And if you have that Sunday off as daylight saving happens from Saturday night into Sunday early morning, then like you can adjust to it.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, we were off on Sunday. A lot of people have Sunday off as far as their work life.
Yes.
And now it's like, oh yeah, it's brighter out. An hour later, that's great.
Yes.
Yay. And the fallback one is great.
I love
when it goes back an hour in the fall, because then you're like, ooh, like same situation, out drinking with your friends, and you're like, oh, I got to go to bed. Wait, I got a free hour.
think Matt just told everyone a lot about his life right here. Usually when it's daylight saving times, he's out drinking.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if
because it always happens on a Saturday night.
I don't know if it's planned that way. Yeah. Though. Like if you just happen to be out.
And this one, like we got a beautiful 3 p.m. Central Time tip off for the Bulls game Saturday. So I actually had a Saturday night where I could go out with my friends.
It's true.
So hell yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you, man.
Those are rare from October to April.
It's true. Burke Heinrich in the house. Shout out Flipside.
What's up, Flipside?
Yes, Julia. The games are out. Hello to you. Hello.
That's
to
right.
You.
Out of there. DeBears 1920 said, weather's beautiful, Bears making moves, only thing missing, a Bulls W.
I agree.
I mean, hey, Bulls, Bears. Bears did some stuff today. The NFL had a crazy day.
It was insane.
I mean, every running back in the NFL switched teams today. Josh Jacobs plays for the Packers now.
And Aaron Jones, they were like, get out of here.
Yeah.
With
Saquon Barkley.
Same division.
Yeah.
That's their hated rivals.
Yep.
2 times a year, they're going to
Titans told Derrick Henry to get out and sign Tony Pollard.
He's not better. Why is
DeAndre Swift is a Bear?
Yeah, shout out to that, by the way. Shout out to DeAndre Swift being here.
Craziness.
As a Bear. That is awesome right there. I like that. Yeah, man. A lot of big moves being made and big moves still to come. Kirk Cousins now with the Falcons.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins can fuck off.
Okay. Kirk Cousins.
I mean, I'm glad that I don't have to stare at his ugly mug twice a season as a Viking.
$45 million a year.
That guy sucks.
$45 million.
That guy sucks. I have nothing against Falcons fans, but I hope he fails miserably.
Oh. And Russell Wilson also playing with the Steelers.
The Pittsburgh Steelers. I wonder what our buddy Joe Cali thinks about that. Diehard Steelers fan.
Oh yeah, he's in.
He's in.
Joe's
I mean, it's better than asking.
I saw that
Trubisky
he was. He said something about buying his AFC Championship tickets.
Earlier. Oh word! Look at that. All right.
For the Steelers of Pittsburgh, led by the Wilson of Russell.
I guess I thought it was to watch the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, Steelers aren't sniffing the AFC Championship game.
But I like it. That's the fandom.
You can hold that receipt if you want to, Callie, and I will eat crow if that happens. But
it's okay.
No way that's happening.
Fandom, baby. You got to love it. Good day for fandom.
So, crazy day in the world of Chicago sports. Shout out to our Bears crew for making some great content today.
Yes.
Shout out to the Sox guys who were just wrapping up their show.
Yes.
Baseball season right around the corner.
Right around there.
I mean, we are in the thick of it. Bulls in the final push of the regular season. They have, after returning from that very successful 3-1 West Coast trip, the Mavs on deck at home tonight.
On deck.
Being a Western Conference team, this is only the second of 2 times we see them per season. Mm-hmm. The Mavs beat up the Bulls way back in early November. I think it was November 1st. So it was like the 5th game of the season. Yeah. And the Mavs won fairly comfortably, and it had very little to do with Luka Doncic. It was a night when I'm sure I threw several hats because the Bulls lost the 3-point battle by 27 points that night.
Sounds right.
And it was Grant Williams, no longer a Mav.
Yes.
They told him to get out.
Yes.
And Tim Hardaway Jr., who both drilled 7 threes. The Bulls as a team made 11. The Mavs hit 20 that night.
Yeah.
So interesting first go around with Bulls Mavs. The Bulls looking for a little bit of vengeance on that one and trying to get back in the win column after that loss to the Clippers Saturday.
Yeah.
But I feel like we have to begin, Dave.
Talk to me.
With the Mavs making a bold move at the trade deadline to acquire a certain big man who has always held a special place in your heart. Former Bulls second-round draft pick in the draft class of 2019. He goes by many names. First and foremost, his name is Daniel Gafford.
Yes. We'll clap that for him.
How excited are you to watch your boy play against the Bulls tonight?
I'm always excited to watch Daniel. I mean, I have league pass. I watch him often.
Whenever the Mavs are playing and the Bulls are playing and we're here, you're putting the Mavs on that other TV.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the Gafford trade.
Oh, man, dude, yes. And I'm rooting for my Bulls, but every time Gafford does something, I'm like, yes, Connie Hawkins. I'm very excited about it.
What's on sale?
I'm just always happy, just when as long as he plays, he's in the league, and especially when he's motivated and has the right pieces around him, he's a different kind of basketball player.
Yeah,
he's a guy that always needed a point guard. I think there was no secret in that. And once he got one in Russell Westbrook, you saw what happened. Now he has another one in Luka Doncic, and you see what happened. So yeah, man, he's going to be a problem. I'm interested to see how he does against Vooch tonight, because Vooch has been playing better. As of late, you know what I'm saying? Taking those Dirk fadeaways a little bit more often.
Yep.
Hitting his threes at a 40% clip, 42, I think, to be exact. Shooting solid, more solid from the field. But Gafford hasn't missed a shot in 3 straight games. Like 7 of 7, 6 of 6.
That is true. 7 of 7, 5 of 5, 7 of 7.
Yeah.
That is Gafford's field goal attempts and makes in the last 3 games.
Look at it.
He is 19 of 19 from the field in his last 3 games. And yes, a lot of that is Gafford dunking the ball.
That's it.
Real easy to be efficient when that's what you're doing, dunking the ball. But there you see his overall field goal percentage in the 12 games since the trade and joining the Mavs, 73.5% from the field.
Wow.
Talk about efficiency. Also, those are his numbers, points per game, rebounds per game, blocks per game wise since joining the Mavs. They are comparable to the first part of his season with Washington.
Okay.
But if you look at his per 36, he is much more efficient and he's doing much more damage as a Maverick than he was earlier this season with Washington because somewhat surprisingly, he is actually playing significantly fewer minutes with Dallas than he was with Washington. I mean, that Washington team was lacking talent. So I think he was in the mid-20s as far as minutes per game, and he's only been, playing in the teens minutes per game wise with the Mavs.
Yeah.
We'll see what we get from Jason Kidd as far as Gafford's workload tonight.
Yeah.
He has played both off the bench and a starting role since joining. I think like his second and third game as a Mav, he was in the starting lineup. Then primarily was coming off the bench, but in their last 2 games, he's been back in that starting lineup again. So I just looked at the Mavs have not announced their starting 5 yet for tonight, but it seems like it would behoove Jason Kidd to give Gafford some more tick because he has been very efficient with his minutes.
It would behoove him to do so. And also, Luka likes playing with him. And I think that should be the first step as to why you get minutes and play wherever Luka finds you comfortable. If Luka's in the starting lineup, well, then you're starting. If the guy who's your best player is telling you, I'm comfortable with this person and I want to play more with them, you do whatever it takes to get him out there. And you're right, Jason Kidd was running those funky lineups for a while, even when he had Gafford. It was some games Gafford was playing like 8 minutes, and you wouldn't see him again. And he was going with, I can't remember the young man's name, the rookie. Can't remember his name right now. But he was going with him a lot, and it wasn't working.
Right.
It wasn't working.
Derek Lively.
Thank you. The second, correct?
Yeah.
It wasn't working for them, and the losing was continuing. They started falling in the standings. So now he's putting him back in the starting lineup, and lo and behold, they look a little bit better. Things move a little differently. Like, Gafford is a simple basketball player. You don't have to think too much about what he's going to do or where he's going to be. Like, he makes your job easy, and simpler if you're a coach. Like, oh man, you're not worried about his shot not falling that game. You're not worried about him playing off the ball. Like, no, I'm setting a pick, I'm rolling. You don't throw me a lob, then I'm gonna get the rebound.
Right.
And then on the other end, I'm gonna try to block your shot. Like, it's very simple game that he has. So yeah, I hope that Jason finds the beauty in that simplicity for Luka, because Luka's game isn't so super, athletic and super hyped up. It's a very simple game that he has. Shout out Stacey King. It's a very simple game that he has, man, and Gafford complements that very, very, very well.
Let's take a quick break, shout out a couple sponsors, then we'll come back, dive more into tonight's action. South Garcon in the comments saying, main Luka overrated. Let's put a pin in that and then come back and talk about what Luka's been doing recently. Luka overrated. Bold take right now. If you look at what Luka's done in his last 6 games.
That must be Carson. Oh, I was right.
Yeah. Bold take. Bold take, Cotton. Let's put a pin in that. Come back. We'll talk more Luka and the Mavs face the Bulls coming up tonight. You know what to do while we read these ads. Throw that thumb towards our pal Troll Joey. Hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you also subscribe. 50.5 thousand subscribers and growing here at CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Appreciate y'all. Pregame tonight brought to y'all by Circus Sportsbook, offering the tight money line splits and using their low hold model. Always striving to have that starting out odds for game spreads, point total over-unders, player props, whatever it may be, at minus 110 odds. Unlike a lot of other sports books who oftentimes push those starting out odds at minus 115 or minus 120 for no gosh darn good reason at all. Not Circa, though. Circa also keeps as little money as possible on large market bets. Say, for example, you have a good idea of who's winning MVP this season. Luka, I think, was 4th or 5th in those odds last time I checked. I know our pal Sabine would love it if he sort of came back dark horse stole this award.
Gotta get some wins.
If he keeps playing the way he's playing in these final stretch of games and the Mavs climb the standings a little bit,
He's
certainly
got a
possible.
Shot, without a doubt.
Anyway, whatever your hunch is for NBA MVP or any of the other MVP regular season awards, the best place to get the best odds for those kind of bets is at Circa. So get those bets in now. Circa has the best unparalleled customer service in the world of sports bettors and sports books. Real people behind the Circa Sports brand who resolve any issues you may have with that Circa Sports Illinois app in a timely fashion, unlike a lot of other sports books and bettors who use chatbots for the customer service in their apps. Boo. All aspects of the Circa app are being run by the same team that run the main Circa Sportsbook at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Download that Circa Sports Illinois app at circasports.com/Illinois-app to sign up today. Be also on the lookout for Circa's events, watch parties, and tailgates here in the Chicago area. If you or someone you know may have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-426-2537. Text GAMB to 833-234 or visit areyourreallywinning.com.
Joey?
What time is it? Get out.
You shouldn't have to worry when you're buying tickets to your next big event. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all your sports, music, comedy, and theater events nearest you with killer last-minute deals, all in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying those tickets. Game Time has deals on tickets right to the starting event and even an hour after it starts. It is not the place. Nope. It is the place to find last-minute seats, find exclusive flash deals and sponsor deals on tickets for football, hockey, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and so much more. And with its own deals, you pick the section. Game Time does the selecting for an average savings of kind of Hawkins 18%. And the Game Time guarantee means you will always, and I mean always, get the best price available. So take the guesswork out of buying those tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, creating the code. I said creating the code. Create an account, use the code.
And a code.
Create a code. Kaboo, chillo, you got a base. CHGO.
Do we have an accord?
Off. All on one accord. For your first purchase, terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Terms apply. Thought you were going to be ready, Joe.
He already did it.
I know. But he said it once. He got to do it 2 times.
I see.
Hit it twice.
I see.
No, boy, we'll get it together. He's going to be on point because he's Joey. That's how he roll. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Because Matthew Peck, please tell me what time is at Game Time. After dark.
I followed your lead. Went soft.
Yes, I like
Almost ominous.
Yes.
Starting tonight for our beloved Bulls, same starting lineup Billy's been rolling out for the past handful of games now. Kobe, Ayo, backcourt, DeMar, Caruso, front court, and Vooch, who you mentioned, been knocking down those outside shots a little bit very easily. We were just talking to our pal Cody from Cubs about his bets tonight, and he was like, Vooch, threes? I was like, he's shooting 42.5% over, I think, his last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, not bad at all.
3-point line.
Not bad at all, man.
Can't shake your nose at that.
Cannot. You can try.
You can. You can try. But so, speaking of Garcon in the comments saying that Luka is overrated, he also followed up saying, hey man, they're 8th seed in the East, or 8th seed in the West.
That doesn't mean I'm overrated.
They could easily climb those standings still. Middle of the West, very tight.
Very true.
Also does not mean he's overrated. Correct. If the Mavs are 8th currently, because they are... 8 games over 500, I think, coming into tonight? 36 and 28, is that right? Look, they are a above average team in a very difficult and very competitive West right now. And he is doing historically good things. This is just what Luka is.
Correct.
I mean, my God, when you look at what Luka is not only doing this season, but then what also he has done in the last 6 games. Let's start with this season.
Okay.
This season, Luka is averaging career highs in everything except rebounds in the following. 34.7 points per game, which leads the NBA this season currently, by the way. 9 rebounds, not quite a career high. His career high is 9.4. 9.8 assists per game, career high. 1.5 steals per game, career high. Shooting numbers, 49.7 from the field, career high, nearly 50. 38% from 3. Maybe surprised to hear this? That's a career high for Luka, 38 from 3. 78.9 from the free throw line, career high from Luka. Effective field goal percentage, career high 58 from Luka. The dude is putting up insane numbers.
He's pretty special. He's doing something that we've never really seen before. And I mean that with the 6 straight games of 35 points and 10 rebounds and 10 assists.
And then you get to his most recent 6-game stretch coming into tonight, where he could tonight get his 7th straight triple-double. And not only his 7th straight triple-double, but his 7th straight triple-double scoring at least 30 points. And really, other than that 30, 12, and 16 there, that is the one furthest back, most recent being the bottom of the list, 39, 10, and 10. If it weren't for that 30, 12, and 16, then you could also say almost 6 straight games of 35-plus points and a triple-double.
Yeah, and it's funny because when I look at this and I tell people, no, these are not LeBron numbers. Those are Jordan numbers.
Yeah.
That's not LeBron shit. That's Mike shit. The 30 points with the rebound and the assist.
I don't know, Dave. I've heard on the street from the youngins that MJ never passed the ball and couldn't be a playmaker.
Oh, well, I appreciate them for that, man. You know, I learned so much, you know, off the internet. You know, not like I watched it or lived through it. But, yeah, man, like Luka's been absolutely amazing. And his argument for MVP only stifles on one thing, and as you just mentioned, which is being the 8th seed and the winning. If that comes up, and I've said this means if that comes up, then I have no problem being with him for MVP of this league. But I've never been one to give MVP to someone at that, even though the records are what they are, we get it, it's the West, all of those things. I'm like, if you're the most valuable, then you have to elevate them to a level that they would never, ever see because you're playing and doing shit that we've never, ever seen. So it's got to elevate it also, man. But he should be in the running. It's wild that it's not talked about. I don't know what was going on with that, but it should definitely have been talked about. And people were, you know, promoting other guys. And I'm like, yeah, but he is just, this is dumb. Like,
it is dumb.
I remember when he put up, 73, and they acted like it was a nothing, you know? Like, it was like, yeah, you know, well, you know, it was just a night like that. They don't play the defense anymore.
Yeah.
It's 73 points, dog. Like, what are we doing out here? Like, he is special. That's the only word you have for him is special. Just because you can't figure it out and it's not flashy doesn't mean it's not dominant. He's dominating these people out here, man. And it just enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
I mean, it's Garcon. I don't know what you have against Luka. Clearly you have a vendetta of some kind saying he's nowhere near the MVP. He'll probably finish top 5. He should finish top 5. If you don't want to say that that's near MVP.
Yeah, it's near MVP.
It is near.
Yeah.
The
sheriff is near.
It's near.
Yeah.
Colin saying, where's Sabine? We invited Sabine. Of course we did.
Yes.
He was busy being husband and father.
Good man.
Anthony saying Derek Jones Jr. is out for a revenge game. DeBears 1920 saying, how do you have 10-plus assists if the ball is always in your hands? Because that's you pass the ball. South Garcon saying, it all sounds great until you actually watch the Mavs games and realize the ball is always in Luka's hands. Yeah, that's because he's one of the best players in the league. Mm-hmm. What do you think Jason's kid would have a better, strategy taking the ball out of the hands of one of the best players in the league?
Yeah, I see you're averaging 35, 10, and 10. But here's the new one. Let's get Tim Hardaway Jr. more of those shots.
How?
No.
I see somebody else saying, he's stat hunting, he's stat padding, like Westbrook did. Dredd said that in the comments. Brandon saying stat hunting doesn't exist. You don't want me to score? Stop me.
Yeah.
That.
But he's not hunting. You know the difference when somebody's hunting for it. Not.
He's not stat padding the way that Westbrook, I think there is video evidence.
Even if he was stat padding, look at the stats.
Look at the pads. Look at the
and
pads.
Also, and something our buddy Savon brings up all the time, dude, if Luka was surrounded by a better bevy of role players who could shoot more consistently, his assist numbers would be ridiculously high.
I mean, just really dumb.
In addition to the fact that he is averaging a NBA best near 35 points per game now.
Correct.
On efficient shooting.
He's something, man.
58 effective field goal percentage. Nearly shooting 50% from the field, 38% from 3 on heavy volume. Heavy volume.
How can you not enjoy this? That's what I don't understand. I am completely enjoying sitting back and watching this dude what he does. But hopefully tonight he won't be pulling none of those things against my team. But in general, you gotta love watching greatness, guys. Like, it's just really special. You don't get this kind of shit all the time, man. You just have to appreciate it when it comes around, dog. And act like, well, no,
I mean,
come on, man.
Garcon said, "Tell me this: did they make the playoffs last year with him playing like that? You gonna blame Luka for? Tell me who his teammates were last season. Tell me how they played. What about 2 seasons ago? Did he bring the Mavericks to the Western Conference Finals?
He did do that.
Is that what happened?
He did do that. What
the fuck are these people talking about?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
He ain't feeling them, man. He wants to see more. I get it. I don't need to see no more. I like the greatest. I hope I see none of it tonight. As a matter of fact. I hope I see a drop.
Yeah, you pointed out that he does not have his most statistically overpowering games against these Bulls in recent years for some reason.
Yeah, lowest points per game in the league since he's come into the league is against the Bulls. 22 points he averages against the Bulls. His last 2 games, he failed to get a triple-double or scoring 20 points against the Bulls. I don't know what it is. Shout out to the Bulls defense. Obviously, I think maybe a little bit of it is because the Bulls' best defenders are in the backcourt. Mm-hmm. So he's got to deal with the Caruso's, got to deal with the Io, guys like that. Maybe he's enjoying the nightlife here in Chicago but again, this is happening in Dallas at the same time. So I don't know what to put it on, but I'm happy that it's not going well for him here against us. And hopefully we can quell that and continue that streak going on for him, man. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch.
Who does have a pretty solid track record of playing well against the Bulls in recent years? PJ Washington, another new Maverick. Man, they had probably the most or one of the 2 or 3 most aggressive trade deadlines across the NBA.
That's true.
And I think that they made some solid moves to try and beef up this squad a little bit to get Luka and Kyrie some more help. Mm-hmm. So PJ Washington in that starting 5 for Dallas tonight, by the way. It's Kyrie and Luka in the backcourt. Mm-hmm. Bulls old pal Derek Jones Jr. And PJ Washington at the forward spots, and Gafford getting his 3rd straight start and 5th overall start for the Dallas Mavericks.
All right.
I'm so excited
to
watch this game.
It's going to be a good one, man. And can we show some love to the other player of young Mr. DeMarvelous?
Oh, you mean the fact that he and Luka were the East and West respectively NBA Players of the Week last week? Kudos to DeMar.
Kudos.
I mean, it's awesome that is that was announced earlier today. We get a showdown between two of the best scorers in the NBA.
Joey Graphic?
Joey made a graphic for it.
I know. I
don't know if he has it on hand. I tweeted it from the team account earlier today.
Made a graphic for it.
Oh, Lawrence made the
graphic. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Lawrence, actually.
Shout out to Lawrence for the graphic. Shout out to Lawrence, man. But awesome to see that. Really awesome.
Those were some pretty impressive numbers that DeMar put up last week as the Bulls went 3-1 on that road trip. And, obviously we mostly talked about, especially those 2 fourth quarters, those consecutive fourth quarters where he went nuts and the Bulls pulled off some wins. But his overall just per game numbers in those 4 games, 29.8 points, 5.5 boards, 6.3 assists, and on a 3-1 West Coast trip. That is worthy of Player of the Week, especially when you add into that, in consecutive fourth quarters, he put up 36 points.
Yes, man. And do it, and then also beating the streak against Golden State. That ridiculous and one that he hit from the side like this, he was special. That West Coast trip, man. He was very happy to be back home.
He was. Brandon asking, does Torrey Craig still have minutes restrictions? Not positive. I did see an update from Billy meeting the media before tonight's game that he is available. He was listed probable because of him getting his ankle stepped on in that game against the Clippers Saturday. Left the game, came back in, but still only played 13 minutes Saturday.
Yes.
So they called it a right ankle sprain on the injury report.
Yeah.
Probable. Yeah. Officially active and will play tonight. No word that I have seen on whether or not his minutes restriction has been bumped up to that 12 to 16 window that Billy mentioned before. I'm guessing that if he's got kind of a sore ankle after that game Saturday, we're not going to see a lot more minutes from Torrey tonight than we did on Saturday. No, that would just be my assumption.
And it's a safe one. It's a safe, but we're going to need him. You're going to need him against this kind of team, man, especially if that shooting is hot. I mentioned that Luka struggles against the Bulls, but usually Tim Hardaway Jr., He can score against them. You mentioned P.J. Washington, what he does against them too, man. So, yeah, it's not like he's the only thing. And then you got to factor in Derrick Jones Jr., who's having a really good season for them, man. Like, he will come off the bench and get you 20 points and 7 rebounds off the bench. So, he'll be excited to play against his old teammates out there too. So, yeah, to keep an eye on those things, man. This ain't no easy win at all. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a fight.
Brandon saying, I like Io and Kobe defensively over Luka and Kyrie, but Io must be the primary on Luka. We'll see who draws the primary assignment. The Bulls, starting Io, Kobe, Caruso, along with DeMar and Vooch. So Io talked about it at shoot-around this morning. I think I saw a video from maybe it was Darnell or maybe it was Julia Poe talking about the defensive assignment that Luka is and how challenging that is. Earlier this year, again, we mentioned that they played in early November. Patrick Williams spent the most defensive possessions on Luka in that first matchup with Dallas. Patrick Williams obviously out for the season.
That's a big one.
So now we will see tonight who draws most of the possessions worth of assignments guarding Luka. Will it be Io? Will it be Caruso? My bet would be one of those two.
That is an excellent underrated point right there, man. No Patrick Williams out there tonight. Ooh.
Yeah, so I think it was shout out to Drew Stevens from the Bigs who had the stat that going back to the last 3 seasons worth of matchups with Bulls and Mavericks, the 3 leading guys as far as defensive possessions being the primary guard on Luka, Patrick Williams, Lonzo Ball, Javonte Green.
Wow.
None of those 3 will be playing
None of them
tonight.
will be here tonight. Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Let's go see.
That's it. 2 minutes past 7 Central. That means tip-off right around the corner. Bulls, Mavs. What a great matchup we have on deck.
Yeah.
Luka, DeMar, players of the week. Bulls trying to get back in the win column after an impressive road trip. Mavs trying to hold their ground or climb those tight Western Conference play-in and playoff standings. And a 30-point triple-double streak on the line for Luka.
Yeah.
We'll be right back here for postgame following Bulls Mavs. Hit that like on your way out if you haven't done it yet. We appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. It helps us grow our CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe to it as well. Rocky Show giving you a little last-second shout-out to your shoes, Dave. Those are some nice, fresh shoes.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Shout out.
I mean, they're no perks, but...
No, they're no Burks, baby. They are definitely not Burks.
Springtime, baby.
Give me these.
For our pal Joey on the controls, Big Dave, Peck, and our guy Will to go. Follow his in-game updates and reporting from the UC, Will_Gottlieb. He'll join us for postgame. We'll talk to y'all for postgame. Let's go watch some hoops.
Peace. Love. Yeah.
Cheese.